Hi, I'm Jameson Newlander, Alan Frog from the Lost Boys, and you're watching the Frog Brothers podcast.
What's Scooby-Doo running from a spooky ghost?
It's refreshment time, folks.
Are either one of these any good?
Do you like scary movies?
I don't watch movies.
I have to return some videotapes.
You have a TV? No. I just like to read the TV guide. Read the TV guide. You don't need a TV.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me Shell. It's the fucking truth.
Over 1,600 titles, each for rent at just $2 the first night, and only...
Finish him.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you are aware that there's an invention called television, and on this invention they show shows, right?
Watch a few movies, take a few notes.
Okay, I want channels 18, 24, 63, 109, 87, and the Weather Channel.
Welcome to the Frog Brothers podcast with your hosts, Justin and Alec.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Frog Bros podcast. My name's Justin.
I'm Alec.
And I'm Nick.
And that's Nick.
And this is episode 111.
111.
111.
Triple ones. There was 109, but 109 died.
We had a real 109.
There was
there is 109.
Was two 109.
Yes, there was two 109s. The first 109 you didn't
see. There
hear.
was another 109, an evil 109, and I killed him.
There was some technical malfunctions, and we'll have to re-record.
We are going to re-record that because that was a brilliant fucking episode.
You know why we had technical difficulties? Because of your two rulings on which was the better film.
Nick.
And the gods smited.
There's no such thing as gods.
Smitted.
If there was, they would have struck you down a long time ago for you being...
The internet video review gods struck it down.
You would have been struck down.
I don't remember
asking
you a goddamn thing.
The disaster movie gods.
So I got a few pickups this week, or just to show and tell.
You bought some pickup trucks?
So I got a Marvel Studios Loki Thanos copter.
I don't remember that in the show. Was that in the show?
Yeah. It's pulled from the comics, and they showed it crashed in the Loki series. So yeah,
You're going out of your mind, man.
There's two other ones I need to snag down. They got a Spider-Man Dune buggy, the old school. No.
He's speaking for your furniture.
I mean,
it's condensating.
Yeah, but just put it on. This is fine, I guess.
Just put it down here. Just slip it down here.
I do need to repaint that table, but it is that wood. I just don't want to get fucked up.
There's already a ring, and that wasn't for me. Oh, it might have been for me a previous week.
But either way, that's just that wood is my grandpa's. Built that.
Your grandpa's.
My great grandfather.
The circles on there are from suction cup dildos, but don't be worried about that.
This is your ancestors' table. And
doesn't matter. Alex
said,
still
no,
put it
you
to
don't
good
need
use.
A coaster.
I don't care what he's doing.
I thought you already bought that.
I did, but I never showed it off on the podcast.
I was with you when you bought it. It was at Target.
Yeah.
In Independence.
Uh-huh. And I found the Spider-Man of these little Marvel Legends guys is branded as Kenner, so I had to get this guy. Reminded me of a figure I had as a kid.
Oh, they did put the Kenner logo on there. Nice.
Yep. So I saw the Spider-Man once, didn't buy it, and then I regretted it, and then I saw it again. I was like, okay, need to do that. And then because the Lost Boys is celebrating its 35th anniversary, I found a Horror Hound celebrating the 25th anniversary. So
I thought Alec bought that.
10-year-old magazine. It's pretty awesome.
Shit.
Lots of good vampire content in here. I'm hoping we'll get some cool shit like that for the 35th this year. Hey, speaking of...
cool shit?
No, speaking of the Lost Boys 35th anniversary, there's a pretty cool event going on where...
in Texas.
The Summer of Santa Carla. I guess it's the second year. They did one last year. Corey Feldman and Jameson Newlander are going to be out there. And probably us, if all goes according to plan. So
yeah, we're definitely got it penciled in on the itinerary, so we're going to see if it can happen.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
I also have some sort of pickups this week, but not many.
I've had better.
Some VHSs?
Yeah. These are all $1. There's one up here, too. Casper and Wendy, which has Hilary Duff in it.
Oh.
That's funny. Was that after the other Casper sequels they made? Like the direct-to-video ones?
This is one of them. This is like the best one.
Okay, I know they did like 2 immediately following
Witches.
Casper. Yeah.
And obviously she's a witch.
Hillary Duff is a witch.
Kid me wanted her, and adult me still wants her now. Anyway, you know what I mean.
I mean, hey.
So, have you seen her now?
Hillary Duff.
She is. Yes, she's thicker than Bryce Dallas Howard.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a sickness for the thickness.
Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily. I just appreciate all body forms and sizes, but she has the mom bod, but like fucking peak.
Is she a
peak mom bod? I don't know.
She had children?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
He's admiring her in a very flattering way.
I guess you could call it that. It might be sick and depraved too.
I mean, it's Fabiano.
I'm gonna look
so.
her up. I'm gonna search
Fabiano.
Thick.
Hey, anyway,
Willie, why don't you stop smacking me
also
around?
got The Quick and the Dead, which is a Sam Raimi Western from 1995 starring Gene Hackman, Sharon Stone.
So we're gonna review that soon.
Maybe, if you don't interrupt me. Russell Crowe, Kevin Conway, Lance Henriksen, Gary Sinise, and Leonardo DiCaprio with music by Alan Silvestri. I've never seen it.
Nick's over here thirst trapping.
Thick
Hillary
ass.
Duff.
Are you believe me now? Do you believe me now?
She's been doing squats.
On my face, I wish, in my dreams.
The little dress.
Yeah.
It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, Peanuts classics.
Get your
I'm not
fucking
even a huge
phone away from
Peanuts
the
guy,
goddamn mic, Nick.
But, you know.
I don't want your goddamn static on here.
Scooby-Doo, a Nutcracker Scoob. And you can tell it's a really gross, like, dusty tape with children's fingerprints on it. Kind of grosses me out even touching it, but 2 episodes there. And then Police Academy. I didn't have Police Academy, at least I don't think. I have so many at this point, I guess I might even have it.
I don't remember seeing
If you
Police
have a
Academy.
duplicate, I'll take it, because I don't have that one.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
And that's the original, so that one's a fucking classic.
And there's a lot of Stranger Things and Jurassic Park tie-in merch going out right now, so I picked up one of the Dr. Pepper Dark Berries with the Jurassic World Dominion shit on it. Like, all you have to do is put that logo on there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to get that. I didn't get the regular one because I figured this one would be more prestigious because there'd be less of them and or less bought.
Of the berries?
Yeah, nobody likes this as
berry?
much as the other one. So, you know, I picked that motherfucker up.
Upside down berry.
And then I also have the Doritos 3D, 3 cheese flavored Stranger Things Doritos limited edition snacks.
Pop that open. Let's munch on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop
That's
it
coming right up.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were gonna save it, not open it.
No, I'm going to open...
When you give Alec the opportunity to do mukbang, he's always going to. Especially for pop culture-related snacks. Not only is that Doritos 3D, but it's also a tie-in to Stranger Things. So that's a 2-for-1.
Is it vegan?
No.
Got cheese, so I will not be participating.
Well, is it actually real cheese?
All of it comes from milk, even if it's like 1% of milk.
These remind me of...
The time you try to stick one up your butt.
Bugles.
The texture is more like Bugles and stuff, but
it tastes like
the
Bugles.
cheese flavor is...
Doesn't taste like... the aftertaste is kind of Doritos.
It's interesting, and I'm high, so I just want to keep eating them all, but I'm going to control myself and eat them later.
That's a good plan.
That's fucking delicious.
Reminds me of that joke about the guy going to the doctor with the orange dong. I can't figure out why, and eventually the doctor asks him what he's been doing. And the punchline is, well, ever since I've been laid off work, I've just been sitting around eating a lot of Cheetos.
That's a terrible joke.
Yeah, our dad told us that, so that explains that to you. I just remember like, huh, okay.
Oh.
So Top Gun Maverick drops this week. There's a special preview night Tuesday night for a lot of folks. We're not going to that one.
Boom, 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 boom.
A little Berlin.
Boom, 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 boom.
Take my breath away.
By shoving your dick down my throat. That's what she, that's a
implied.
cut scene. It's in the extended edition, if you catch my drift. By extended. Penis jokes. Welcome to the Frog Brothers Podcast, everyone.
Yeah, so Wednesday's the regular opening, right?
No, Thursday.
Oh, really?
You know, this Chippendale movie came out.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to go see that.
I heard it's good.
It looks fucking really interesting.
I liked the show, and you know what I liked even better? Was the NES game.
Well, they did
It
it like
was
Roger
two-player
Rabbit,
co-op.
too, basically.
What?
This movie.
Oh.
Where it's like
So there's
cartoons.
live action.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, it's a bunch of weird shit and obscure references to other properties they own because, you know.
Isn't that just on Disney Plus?
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's just on Disney Plus because I've seen a lot of people talking about
I
it.
could
So
watch that tonight then.
Yeah, you could probably check it out. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. But between Top Gun coming out and then we've got fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi dropping 2 episodes on Friday. Like, I'm gonna
Friday? Shit.
Christ.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave Top Gun Thursday night. I'm probably just gonna stay up or get up early on Friday to watch both episodes of Obi-Wan, so I don't get spoiled on them immediately.
What about that
people like
She-Hulk
that.
trailer?
Hey, that She-Hulk trailer? That was awesome.
People were talking shit on the CGI, but we have a guy
I didn't see any.
who literally knows
I
people,
haven't
some of the
watched
people
She-Hulk.
that are working on it, and he confirmed that
It's early.
yeah, it's
not
literally they've been
polished.
working on VFX for it for 3 weeks.
It just wasn't polished.
Yeah.
And by we have a guy, I mean, you know, somebody posted in one of the groups that we're in, but we know the guy is credible. We know him personally a little bit. I mean, I guess
We know a guy.
we're sort of friends with. I mean, some people are gonna know exactly what we're fucking talking about.
Yeah, if you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't.
I don't want to name drop and be like, this guy said this or anything, you know, because that's just rude. But
You'll figure it out.
either way, I'm stoked for it. And I definitely got a fear erection during the end of that trailer when she's like about to go fucking this dude.
Oh, well, yeah, when they're at the bar and he's like, this is the best date I've had in a while. And then you see her carrying him and you're like, oh, hold me closer, tiny dancer.
She can peg me. I'd let her peg me.
I mean, you got to start somewhere, don't you?
She'd have to use a green.
So she's a lawyer too, right?
A green dong.
Yeah.
She's a lawyer, so
Yeah, no, the whole concept of She-Hulk's pretty cool, so it should be fun.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe Daredevil will show up.
She was in Avengers comics that I have, and cool character, and also looks a lot like how she's supposed to look. I mean, the effects, they're early, and people are complaining that the skin looks too, like, glossed over and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll wait and reserve judgment. I'm just stoked for it regardless. The title, the subtitle of calling it Attorney at Law is stupid as fuck, but maybe it's because they plan to do a movie or something at some point.
They're like Harvey Birdman.
But they could have just called it She-Hulk, and I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, and it's hard to say on that because Universal still owns the rights to the regular Hulk movie
But
titles.
not She-Hulk, so.
No, but that, and again, that's why you're seeing Mark Ruffalo pop up and all this stuff. Like Planet Hulk happened to be Thor 3.
Here's my only thing now, though. He shows up in this, and he's Smart Hulk again. Why in Shang-Chi is he not Smart Hulk? He's just Bruce Banner.
Maybe this takes place before that.
That's a good question.
That's
I don't know.
possible, I guess.
Well, hopefully we'll see some sort of an explanation.
That's
there.
just one of those things, you know, they might not have wanted to go through all the effects of putting the Hulk in there, but I don't know why not, because he just appeared at the end credits scene as himself.
You would just think that it's so easy since you've already got the CGI assets just to throw them in there and do the mocap.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully we'll find a reason out for that.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. And then lots of toys. I ordered the Jurassic Park Mattel Creations Life Finds a Way set or whatever, the Ian Malcolm God Creates Dinosaurs or whatever. Book title, book cover from the series. It's a pretty cool one of him laying there looking all sexy.
I saw it.
Did it turn you on?
I wasn't sure if it was a joke or not when I saw the post. So.
I know, like people were laughing at it. And I'm like, why are you laughing at this? And then I realized, like, oh, people probably think this is satire, but this is a real toy. And I ordered it.
Yeah.
Had to order it. My Marvel Legends X-Men the Animated Series Wolverine finally is going to ship. I finally got charged for it. And
there's an X-Men tape on our set today.
Exactly. Great. Good.
Animated
I'm finally going to
series.
get that. So. But besides that...
Are you fucking Rain Man over there? What's happening? You're just saying weird words that he's already said.
He's in the fucking zone. Is he high? Did he smoke with you?
He just went ship.
I'm just really tired. Been a long day.
How many dicks?
37.
There you go.
Exactly. So the other couple of things I'm looking for is they have a new Ninja Turtles die-cast that has the door that pops out on the side.
Hold on.
Of the party wagon.
I can't find the button.
Die-cast wagon.
Uh-huh. I got a bunch of the dollar ones that were really cheap, but now they have the $5 one or whatever or I guess they're $6 now. But they're the higher end one with the rubber wheels. But this one looks like the party door slides open like on the old toy.
Yeah.
They have that and they have the Spider-Man wagon. And I haven't seen the
Spider-Man had a wagon.
Yeah, in the 70s cartoon.
Was it a wagon or a car?
It looks like almost like a beach buggy or dune buggy
Yeah,
type of
that's,
car.
that's not a wagon. I was going to say, yeah, I remember the beach buggy looking
Did
one.
he not swing through the city in the 70s?
He did, but I think Tony Stark made him a... There's some, like, silly backstory to it, right?
I don't know. Isn't that in the animated series from the late 80s, 70s, early 80s? Whatever that one was with Firestarter and
yeah,
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that's what that's from.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I randomly saw some of that on Saturday mornings in the late 90s.
And I'm so torn. Like, I'm not a huge fan of, like, die-cast collections because, like, you know, half of those is just the packaging, but I've got a lot of fun pop culture ones for the kids to play with, and I always have a blast when they're, like, riding those around. But then seeing all these other ones come out, I just don't have anywhere to display them with, I guess, is my problem with them. Like, I need somewhere to hang up all these die-cast cars because I've got a pretty slick collection.
I have a couple. I have anything from Scooby-Doo, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters. I have that X-Files one. I got the pizza truck from Toy Story.
Yeah, I got the F-14 Tomcat that they released for the new Top Gun Maverick, which was out like last summer. Some of the toys just hit already.
There's been 2 times where they've hit.
Yes, and I randomly saw some Top Gun Maverick airplanes hitting store shelves again, like in the Mattel aisle. I think that's all Matchbox branded, even though it's all the same parent company. So.
Oh, interesting.
Blue Rangers in a cup.
Star Wars Celebration's going on this weekend, so all those people that are real big into Star Wars Celebration are going out there for that.
Is that this month?
Uh-huh.
You're stoned out of your mind, man.
Is that this month?
Smoke weed
They didn't have
every
it
day.
on the 4th and the 5th and shit. And the 6th.
No, because they're doing the debut. Day 2 of the con is after the debut of Obi-Wan.
Where's it at?
I don't know. Disney Park somewhere.
Oh.
I think that's in California this year.
Oh.
Who gives a fucking shit?
We're not going.
Didn't they have it in Chicago a few years ago or something?
They'd moved it around a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, Celebration's been going on long
I
before
thought they had it
Disney owned it.
somewhat
So
close to us recently.
yeah.
Well,
But you guys ready to do a top 5?
Top 5.
I forgot we were doing the top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5. Down to top 5?
I ain't no bitch.
This is top 5.
This is top 5.
Top 5 military films.
Because we love the military.
Support the troops. Hashtag support the troops.
Support the troops, not the fucking government.
Support the troops.
Anyway, so yeah, military movies. Now, I could go
Military.
strictly off a comedy military movie list, but we're general with it.
Yeah.
So I've got a bunch of honorable mentions.
Comedies.
I did 1 comedy.
Most of mine are comedies besides
But I
one.
knew what Justin's list was going to consist of in my head, so I picked things that weren't going to be in his list too also.
Don't do that.
Why? That's fun.
It's
That way
gotta
we
be-
talk about more things and it's more interesting to the listener.
But we got to know what your true top 5 is. And how much you two are alike. We got to know.
I mean,
No,
I've got
this
some-
is still a pretty true
What
list.
if he thought that you would do that? Or no, he thought, wait.
Just shut the fuck up. What is wrong with you? Did you fucking have an aneurysm?
He thought.
Did he have a stroke? Did Nick have a stroke?
What if he thought the same thing?
And if I did the same thing that
And
Alec
you
did,
went-
and then we both had the same list on accident, even though we tried to do not the same
you
list?
did your second top 5.
You're exhausted. You suck. All right, Nick, what's your number 5?
This is in no particular order, as usual.
Nick always tries to not have an order, but this
I
is
don't
number
have a
5.
preference.
You can't. How can you not have a movie preference?
I don't know which ones of these I like better than the other.
If I asked you to rank,
It's not that hard.
It's a 5-way tie.
fucking asshole.
I put Full Metal Jacket or Saving Private Ryan, whichever one's my first. I don't know.
You just listed 2.
Full Metal Jacket. Stop he's always peeking.
I'm trying to figure out. Well, you don't have them listed, but you have 1 through 5 listed. So.
I do, but
All right. Well, my number 5 is Renaissance Man with fucking Danny DeVito. It's a fucking comedy gold trash movie. It's so bad it's
wasn't
good.
he? Didn't he like pretend to be like an instructor or something?
Oh yeah, it's
Isn't that
so
the plot
fucking
of it?
terrible. I watched that all the time because it was like on pay cable, you know, all the time in the 90s.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, I
remember.
love
That's
that
how
flick.
That's how I watched it too.
Stupid but amazing. You got to see it, Alec.
My number 5 is War Games.
That's a good one.
War Games.
Matthew
Hard to
Broderick.
argue, Matthew Broderick.
We reviewed that.
Mm-hmm. It's in a previous episode in season 1.
A while ago, yeah.
All right.
And no, that's a great like little war movie about really just technology and war, and some of it's kind of hilarious and or slow paced, but it's very interesting as well. I like that movie a lot.
It's a video game movie.
There's so much of that movie, like with him hacking into that and Ferris Bueller, like it almost feels like Ferris Bueller's like parodying that on purpose. And
it's like before Ferris Bueller was cool.
Yeah. All right, number 4, Nick.
I put Stripes.
Stripes. That's a good one. My number 4 is In the Army Now, the fucking Pauly Shore vessel. It's fucking amazing.
That's a remake of Stripes.
Borderline.
Yes and no. Loosely based.
You put that and Stripes on your list?
Group of idiots joins the service.
Not even that. Guy basically loses his job.
Has no other choice in life. But
and then joins the military and forces his friend to. Then also loses his girlfriend. And starts fucking a woman in the military, as well as having to go to real combat after training.
Did they get sued for that?
No, it's different enough.
Yeah.
It's got Andy Dick in there. He probably got sued for the shit he did on set, but that's about the only lawsuit happening out of that flick.
Oh, man. My number 4. Is that where we're at?
Mm-hmm.
Is Full Metal Jacket.
Nice.
Big fan. I like Kubrick in general, and yeah, it's a fucked up movie.
When I was like teenager, I used to just watch like the first half.
The first half is a lot.
It's a whole different movie.
Well, once the first half of the movie ends, you kind of feel fucked up already, and then going to the rest of it, it's just hard.
Yeah.
But that first half of the movie is like it's intense. Like for the first 10 minutes, you're kind of like, oh, this is going to be funny and interesting, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, this is horrifying. This is horrifying. Oh god, oh god.
That Jones director's funny.
Right.
That's fucked up, man.
Private Joker's funny.
Exactly. He made him eat the donut. Oh no, he's getting beat with soap. This is
a little slow, but he's endearing.
All right, what's your number 3, Nick?
I put tropical. It's not supposed to say tropical thunder. It's supposed to say tropic thunder.
Tropical
but
thunder.
The phone must have corrected.
Oh, so you like blackface? Interesting choice.
Cancel Robert Downey Jr.
Can't cancel Nick because he likes cancel culture. My number 3 is Top Gun. That's the only serious movie on my list.
I didn't even put that on my list.
I didn't either.
I just figured we're already talking about it.
No, I mean for me, I watched
and it's not my top 5.
I fucking watched that movie between that and Ghostbusters. I watched those like religiously.
It'd be on my top 5 probably. But we're doing this tonight.
But we're reviewing it tonight.
My number 3 is In the Army Now because I'm a Pauly Shore whore.
Pauly Shore?
Whore.
30th.
Pauly Shorer.
30th
Pauly Shore
anniversary of Encino Man.
In the Army Now.
Right here.
We're going to get him on the show one of these days.
I wish.
I just got to track him down at another event.
Speaking
well,
of
when we
him,
talk
though,
about Biodome 2, we'll
it's
discuss
the 30th anniversary this year.
Is that actually happening?
No.
Okay, I saw that.
He
joke
just
online.
posts about it all the time.
Yeah, that's
he wants
right.
it
It
to
was
happen.
his post. Yeah,
he's
and eventually, maybe he could, but I don't even know if I want that to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. I don't know. Give me more Pauly Shore, I guess.
What's your
number 2?
Number 2, Independence Day.
No, it's no longer American holiday.
It's the most
the day
patriotic.
that we fought back.
This is the most patriotic military movie ever.
My number 2 is Spies Like Us. Fucking Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd. It's where he met his wife, even though they're separated now, but they're not
isn't
divorcing.
Military,
There's lots of military in that movie. Are you kidding me?
but it's about spies.
Doesn't matter.
They're fucking military spies.
Independence Day isn't about military. There's one military character, really.
The president's the commander in chief, and there's lots of aerial battles.
Okay, then by that logic,
And they go
any
to-
movie with the president.
And they go to the Area 51, and that's the military base.
You can admit that you have not seen Spies Like Us, Nick. It's okay.
I haven't seen Spies Like Us in a long time,
Okay, then. So you don't know what you're talking about.
but it's still about spies.
Who the fuck do you think spies are?
And
They're spies in the
Independence Day is
military.
about aliens,
CIA is
not the military.
CIA is a civilian intelligence agency.
Independence Day is revoked. Give me another one.
Tora.
This fucking.
I thought he was going to say 1942, and I was about to throat punch him.
Did you say 1942? Did you say 1842?
Did I fucking stutter?
Yeah.
Clean the dick out of your ears and listen up.
What's your number 2?
Spies Like Us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine is Starship Troopers.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I might put that over.
We saw that in theaters with our dad.
That's
and
my replacement.
When you see
for
titties in there,
Independence
he's
Day.
like, "Oh, don't tell your mom about this," or some shit, like some cringeworthy shit our dad used to always do. Like if there was like cringeworthy moments.
Yeah, I picked that over Independence Day. I didn't think of that.
What's your number 1?
So y'all
Nick?
give me these last minute top 5 lists. I put Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. Well, exciting. My number 1, Stripes. Fucking love that movie.
I'm surprised I'm the only one with this one on my list, but Inglourious Bastards.
That's good too. I'm telling you, man, it's a hard fucking list.
I consider that.
I don't like pro-military movies. I like military movies that show like some fucked up shit. And Inglourious Bastards is just carnage and gore candy, basically.
Well, you don't want to see
with epic story.
You don't want to see a sugar-coated.
Right, that's why Full Metal Jacket is on there. Starship Troopers is kind of a critique on, that shit too, so...
Definitely a critique.
That's what I'm saying. And In the Army Now is comedic, and War Games has the 80s vibe, so I got a whole different little vibes going on with it all. I don't like the movies like that American Sniper bullshit. Like, eat that movie, you can eat a dick.
Bradley Cooper. I don't think I've watched that yet.
So there's an interesting list of like honorable mentions. Three Kings is an interesting film, mostly because some of the cinematography.
That's realistic as fuck.
Three Kings.
I saw that in theaters with Dad, and I was like 12.
I remember like the bullets like going
saw
in the
like
brain
on
and like
DVD.
you seeing it like pussing up around it or whatever. Some of those effects.
You ever seen Fury?
Fury?
It's a World War II tank movie with Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, John Bernthal. They're all in a fucking tank unit together.
I think I watched that.
Then I have Sergeant Bilko on there. That's a Steve Martin flick.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Yep, that's another classic. Iron Eagle,
yeah.
Behind Enemy Lines.
About Down Periscope.
Owen Wilson in a fucking heroic
The
role.
Hunt for Red October.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
on
was gonna
there.
put that on my list. I forgot though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not a huge military. I won't go out of my way to watch military stuff. Usually it involves something else interesting. You know what I mean? And military is secondary.
Yeah, and I like to
They're
look at
usually
my
pretty
list, and mine's a
interesting.
lot of the satire and comedy stuff that just comes to mind because it's,
They're usually good movies despite the military aspect. So.
Well, yeah.
lots of them you like because of the action movie, not necessarily because of the context.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but that's our top 5.
Obviously, we need to mention, I think, the ones that other people mentioned for other realistic portrayals. What's that one, Jake Gyllenhaal, that everybody likes?
Jarhead?
Jarhead, yeah, that's pretty good. That's in
I watched that. That was all right.
first
Hurt
Gulf War
Locker.
movie.
Isn't Hurt Locker?
Yeah, that's another
a
one.
Big,
both of those.
relatively recent military movie.
And like you said, Three Kings. I think those three kind of fit into a mold of like realistic portrayals that aren't necessarily trying to swing you one way or the other. Necessarily, they're just like, here's.
Wasn't there
this.
one with Mark Wahlberg not too long ago?
He was in Shooter, which was.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
He's a military guy, but he's.
Wasn't he a sniper or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I watched
out of
that.
That one's like
I
Call of
watched-
Duty the movie, sort
Exactly.
of. That's why that one's fun.
Yeah.
It's
One, it's an interesting point because they're going after politicians, which is basically everything I fucking despise.
If you like
about
conspiracy government shit, that's why that one's good.
I did watch
yeah.
that. I watched that with my buddy Jason.
Again, I don't think that one has much of a political motivation, at least. So it's just action.
Yeah. No, the political motivation is just like the politicians in that movie were fucked up doing some shit. And so
It doesn't even tell you which side those
You mean a
politicians are
real-
on. or
yeah,
anything.
no, they're not. Like,
Yes, I'm saying the
a
movie
real
itself
world
isn't trying to say Army Republicans good, and it's also not trying to say Army evil. It's just kind of doing its thing, which is fine.
So
I obviously don't like the pro right wing, pro military movies. I like my military movies to be either like that, just completely neutral about the actual characters and their experience with it, or something like Full Metal Jacket or Starship Troopers, where it's like, this is fucked up. Look at this fucked up shit you're doing to these people. You're fucked up.
it's a gray area.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm probably offending people, but hey, that happens.
On this program,
It's a touchy subject. So,
can't offend people on this program.
but tonight we are talking Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Top Gun. What about Bottom Gun? That should be the porn parody. Bottom
That's
Gun.
that's the direct-to-video sequel.
Top Gun starring Kelly McGillis.
You know what I just watched? Me
Top
pulling the
Gun.
can off some moron's vest. Return of the Jedi.
Did you see Alien? When that creature was in that guy's stomach?
Directed by Tony Scott's brother, Ridley Scott.
You ever see that really old movie?
You say Tony Stark?
Empire Strikes Back?
Scott.
Tony.
Welcome to Retro Release Review.
Jesus, Tony Scott.
Jesus, Tony Scott.
We could have got him saying Scott too, because he says that too. Scott.
Scott Lang, the Ant-Man. Yeah. All right, let's talk the cast on here, right? Tom Cruise is Pete Maverick Mitchell.
Don't you just want to suck his dick?
Kelly McGillis is Charlie.
Don't you just want to suck her
Charlie.
dick?
I can't say that I do, but if you
Charlie.
want to, that's all good for you.
If she had a dick, I'd suck it.
She's got a big clit.
I'd suck it.
Okay.
I mean, you're pretty open-minded, so, no
I bet
shame
she's-
in you.
I bet she's
Whatever
got
you
a-
like.
I bet she's got a big clit too.
Val
Especially
Kilmer
now.
Meaty.
Especially now.
is Tom Iceman Kazansky.
Kazansky.
Anthony Edwards is Nick Goose Bradshaw.
Goose.
Tom Skerritt
R.I.P.
is Mike Viper Metcalf, who you probably recognize from amazing films such as his role in Alien, which is one of my favorite performances.
Who? Tom Skerritt?
Yeah. Fucking amazing in that. John Stockwell plays Bill Cougar Cortell. Also, great in Christine. Kind of one of these background guys, though. He doesn't get a lot of major screen time, but he's a good background actor. He does well with others.
Did you say Michael
Plays
Ironside
well.
already?
No, not yet.
No.
Michael
the best for
Ironside
last.
is...
You'd recognize him from other sort of roles like this, like Starship Troopers that we just talked about.
Yeah, is Jester.
Yeah. He's good in this. I like him.
Yeah.
He's not as fucking...
He doesn't
I
have
like
a-
him being not as evil. He's also in Total Recall.
He doesn't have a very big role in this.
The original Total Recall.
Yep.
He's just kind of that mentor role that's just kind of there, right? He's not quite that Tom Skerritt role, but he's kind of that in-between of like...
He's usually a villain and a hard ass, but in this role
Yeah.
he's a little more subdued, and I like that.
Yeah, I appreciate him in this one. Barry Tubb as Leonard Wolfman Wolf. Rick Rossovich as Slider.
Do you know any of these people? Because I didn't write anybody that I didn't give a fuck about it down.
Okay.
No offense, but to
Here
them,
is one of the most fucking undersung heroes of this goddamn movie. Tim Robbins
Cruise.
is fucking Merlin.
Well, I mean, he's not an unsung hero. He doesn't have a lot of lines or anything.
I
He's
was gonna
good.
say, I forgot he was
and he's
even in it
interesting.
while I
It's
was
cool that
watching
he's
it.
in there, but I think the unsung hero is like Principal Strickland.
Well, James Tolkien.
Yeah, I didn't know his actual
as
name.
Commander-
Tom Stinger Jardin, and he's the commander of the USS Enterprise.
I think he was the first officer.
Yeah, and he's at
You
the
two
end.
characters will be flying cargo
Executive.
planes full of rubber
I can't
dog
believe I
shit
gotta do
out of
this.
Hong Kong. Yeah. He's fucking amazing in that. And like as a kid, watching Back to the Future all the time and Ghostbusters all the time and Top Gun all the time, and you're like, man, like there's this inner like weaving of characters that pop up and it's fucking glorious.
Yeah, this movie, the way it opens up though, is just fucking badass. You're like, you see this Paramount logo, and you hear like the drum machine.
But you got to rewind. You got to rewind because what are we always missing when we watch this that it's not on VHS?
I mean, I have it on VHS.
The Diet
The
Pepsi commercial.
fucking Diet Pepsi commercial, which is beautiful, where they recreate the bird scene, only he's fucking filling up his mug with Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, drinking out of the bottle.
And it sounds like Martin Sheen
Because it wouldn't come out of the thing. Did you even watch the commercial?
The other team, the
Just
other
now.
the other pilots fucking pranked him and they glued
You
his
didn't ever
fucking
watch this on
Pepsi in there.
VHS, Nick? This isn't a commercial thing that
I
you
don't
remember?
think I ever watched this on VHS.
Problem with your refreshment system?
I'm pretty sure there's a Pepsi commercial in the Casper VHS as well. That's pretty sick.
That one?
It might be Coke, though. I don't
Christina
remember.
Ricci movie?
Yes.
Yeah, the original Casper.
The, Devon Sawa Casper. The Bill Pullman Casper.
Bill Pullman.
The Dan Aykroyd Casper.
Yeah.
The Ray Stantz Casper.
The guy from Monty Python Casper.
Oh, yeah.
That guy too. Yeah. And then Clarence Gilliard Jr. is Sundown. He plays the Rio that Maverick almost fucking throat punches. And he's like, I will take my shot when I'm goddamn good and ready.
No, the opening is cinematic as fuck, though.
Mm-hmm.
The real
The opening
unsung-
gets my dick hard.
The real unsung hero in this film is the USS Enterprise.
And it's just because it's a Star Trek reference for you. And
This
Nick's
is the
like,
second week in a row we have a movie on the Enterprise.
we're not talking shit on that. We're just saying, like, that's the thing Nick's most excited about. Did you even watch this movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
How'd
figured
I know,
you just-
how'd I know the Enterprise was in it?
I figured you fucking read about it on Wikipedia.
No. What do you mean I watched this movie? I watched this movie when I was a kid. I actually watched this within the last year, too. I don't remember why. Probably because I thought that the new one was going to come out.
Well,
It
the
kept getting
sequel
pushed back.
The date for this movie has changed like 6 times for the
Please.
sequel.
So,
The soundtrack to this thing in general fucking rules.
There's definitely
The soundtrack and the score. Harold Faltermeyer doing the score.
3 songs? That's it? That's all you could count?
There's definitely 3. Well, I mean, they played those the most, right? Those 3 songs.
I would say Danger Zone and Take My Breath Away are played more than anything else.
Right.
It's like alternating back between those, except when it does something like, oh, Playing with the Boys, Kenny Loggins also. Or it opens up with Van Halen.
And that's not even Van Halen.
It's not Van Halen. Who is it?
The guitarist that's featured on that is...
Why did I think that was Van Halen? Didn't somebody tell me that was Van Halen? Is that like a thing?
I heard that as a misconception too. What's his name? Steve something. He's the guitarist for Billy Idol. So that's where...
Well, I mean, it's not like super impressive guitar part. I can play that guitar part, so it makes sense that it wouldn't be Van Halen.
No, but it just like fucking sounds cool as fuck, you know? It just makes you want to like fucking kick in a door while you're playing a guitar solo.
I used to do sound checks with that guitar sign.
Yeah.
Guitar lick.
With Van Halen?
Yeah.
Cool.
But immediately, like, you're just fucking on this aircraft carrier. It like looks like it's dust.
The Enterprise.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Not just
Nick's like, I got one-word responses here tonight, folks.
Crush your phones into dust!
Nick, what did you do before you came over tonight?
He
Because
almost
you
pushed
were
the button.
really weird.
I told you I was tired.
But I've never seen you this loopy tired.
Like, what? What kind of excuse is that?
I slept very little. I woke up at 7:30. I did that fucking event for 5 hours out in the sun.
Oh.
You sucked that guy's
with the
dick.
proton pack on. I'm
In the
exhausted.
sun? What fucking sun were you around today? It was fucking overcast all day.
In Warrensburg, the sun came out for about half the time we were there.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little cooked.
Oh, poor little fella.
Who gives a fucking shit?
So I am a little tired.
A little tired.
So you get the talk to me goose right away in this intro scene.
Goose dies.
The
Spoiler alert.
The upside down photo. That scene is obviously iconic as fuck, and just makes me think of Diet Pepsi. Also, so. And Cougar fucking melts down, man.
Do you like Diet Pepsi?
No. But I like the aesthetic of Diet Pepsi in the 90s.
Yeah, I like their advertising.
I don't think you understand my life.
I don't think you understand 80s and 90s VHS advertising.
Did you like the dark berry Dr. Pepper?
No, it was like cough syrup. But I hadn't tried it before, and I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot. I won't buy it again, but hey, I got the bottle, so I'm good.
What's 3 Fandango? Is that a free ticket?
Probably. Yeah, earn a free movie ticket, probably with several bottle caps.
Movie.
So they're immediately setting up like this shit. MiG-28s, no one's been this close before. Kind of selling you on like, okay, so something unusual's happening here. But then, yeah, then they get a radar lock on fucking Cougar, and he fucking basically gets into PTSD because he feels guilty.
Punks out.
That he's never met his wife and kid. Almost orphaned him today, and he's never.
Yeah, he's never met his wife. He sent cum in the mail. He was like, "Have my baby."
In the movie, it almost sounds like that's what he's saying.
That's fucked up.
It's like my wife and kid, and I never met him before.
The kid is who he's referring to, you jackass. But yes,
It was an
You
arranged,
said it.
It was an arranged marriage when they were children.
I mean, it could be.
I've never met my wife.
But he's in there, and then Merlin's like trying to cheer him up. But you know, Maverick comes in, saves the day, gets him to land.
Any of you boys seen an air traffic carrier around here? I got fucked up all those words.
Yeah. Like doing that when I'm at work with people, pull up to them or open the window instead of, have you seen, pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon? Any of you boys seen an aircraft carrier around here? That's a good one, too.
Oh, as well as,
Son, your ego is writing checks your body can't cash.
That's a great one, too, yeah.
Cougar was number 1, now you're number 1.
Cougar lost and turned in his wings. You guys are number 1.
Yeah.
It's fucking... Music just makes you want to whoop ass. What's
I don't know what he's
creepy
singing
about
there.
that song is like later on in it, like where he's like, the further, the hotter the intensity. Like later on in the
intensity.
the score is so fucking great. I love the synths on it, man, and like the guitar overtones there. So many good
That
tunes in
synth
this.
bass combined with the guitar over it and the drum machine.
It's
It's
fucking,
one of the most
yeah.
perfect. It might not even be a drum machine, but it probably is. But like they recorded stuff
If not,
sometimes so robotically that it is borderline untellable. But you know, either way, it's a perfect track. Yeah, Danger Zone is fucking rules. Take My Breath Away also fucking rules. Like, in a way that I can't explain. I love that synth-based sound. I've loved it since I was a child, and I embrace it more than most music.
Yes. No, the music in this is so good because it's just telling you the entire story of this movie. Like, if you watch this movie on mute, you take half the fun away from it. I mean, seriously, the score is that good and the soundtrack is that good. And I love how early on you hear Mighty Wings. Mighty Wings is in one of the earlier scenes, but they have the instrumental version. They don't play the actual regular version until the credits.
That's during one of the airplane flight badass scenes, I think. Shit fucking rules, man.
You just want to fucking get it. It's like the Eye of the Tiger almost. You know, it's just one of those things that just fucking get you pumped.
It's better than Eye of the Tiger because I haven't heard it 400 billion times out the ass, shoved down my throat in every other movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. So I love immediately once you get into Top Gun, you're basically finding out that Iceman's calling Maverick out on his bullshit immediately. Like, immediately he's like, so where were you when you were showboating? Who was watching Cougar? Cougar was doing just fine on his own.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for me to watch this now just because the term cougar is based on...
Cougar's doing just fine on his own.
Yeah, cougars are doing just fine on their own. I mean, that whole thing.
Cougars.
Come on, cougar. We gotta land this sucker. We are way low on gas.
Kelly McGinnis is a cougar now.
There's so many, like, inaccuracies in this first movie, like, as far as that stuff, like, things just not even being in the plane where they're pretending like they are. Like all this, that like people that are diehards or served in the military and saw these planes in the Navy or whatever else were just like, yeah. This is fucking accurate.
There's no fuel gauge for the co-pilot.
Yeah, he doesn't have a fucking fuel gauge in the back seat.
I did see that when I was kind of skimming the inaccuracies list.
Yeah, there's some funny stuff in there. The one I found funny was the fact that he's got a picture of his wife and kid covering an important instrument panel. And you're like, what fucking asshole?
Yeah, there's no room for big giant.
And then the other thing they're saying is, you know, like another big piece, you know, he has a Polaroid camera, and like you've all seen a Polaroid fucking camera quality, and he's taking his photos with that. Like he's in the fucking military, flying what do they say, $30 million jet. You think he'd have a better fucking camera than that for, you know, just.
Those are a novelty thing, though. He probably doesn't give a fuck, so I think that makes sense. But you know, then she goes and loses her loving feeling.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it when she does that.
You never, I'm like, realizing just how fucking egotistical Maverick is, like, rewatching this and, like, taking notes about it. Like, when he goes in the bathroom, like, he's just coyly smiling at her. He's like, where do you think we're going to, or what'd she say?
I was thinking this counter.
Yeah. She's like, long cruise sailor, you know, like, oh, and you're like, oh.
She's like, you don't just drop down on the floor right here?
You couldn't get away with that today.
I mean, you could. There's a lot more women on ships now.
No, you couldn't get away with following her into ladies' room. That's for goddamn sure. I mean, people do that in a movie still, but then there'd be a bigger issue about it, of course, because, you know, things happen. Makes sense.
Then they do the
hokey pokey
whole karaoke scene.
Didn't we pass that?
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about it, though.
Well, I mean, there's not much to talk about. That's one of the most iconic scenes, and it's also one of the cringiest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but as cringy as it is, then there will be nothing cringier than when they try to recreate it in Scream 2. Like, and that part of Scream 2, I absolutely fucking hate that part of the movie, just because it's so like, you take something that's cringy and you fucking make it even worse. Like, really? Fucking terrible. Mostly because I don't really give a fuck about Jerry O'Connell, and he should not be singing.
I hate Jerry O'Connell. So.
I kind of fucking hate the way he sings.
I don't know. There's something about his face. I can't stand it, you know?
There's face and the weird fucking bangs that he has. You're just like, it's nothing against him, like, personally. It's just like, the way you look
maybe it is.
fucking annoys me. And I don't know why. I can't explain it.
The data on the MiG is inaccurate.
What were you doing? Keeping up foreign relations?
Giving the bird.
I know, the finger.
Yeah, Goose is quite enjoyable in this movie.
And
he was in fucking Revenge of the Nerds like the year before this.
Mm-hmm.
He's so fucking good because he's just that, like, the comedic balance to, like, this serious, arrogant motherfucker. And, like, I think a lot of people have that in life, right? You know, kind of, you got a friend that balances out your asinine behavior.
And he's representing, too.
The mustache king? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a mustache. That is an 80s gay club mustache. That's what that is.
So is the volleyball scene.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, Goose is bi at least.
But he goes home while Maverick stays out all night with the ladies. And if you haven't noticed, he is off the market. You gotta love it.
He's loyal to Meg Ryan.
He's probably swallowed a load of Mavericks or two.
I don't know, man.
Have you seen that volleyball scene?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of...
My bet is before they graduated, he swallowed a load of Val Kilmer's too. Before he died.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that. There is
Probably,
that part.
Probably died with Val Kilmer's DNA in between his teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
He died with some other salty liquid in his mouth.
Lots of salty liquid.
You know, there's things that confuse you. Like, as a kid, I watch this all the time, and, like, I thought all that green dye that's there so the Coast Guard can find them for training purposes. I always thought that was his blood. I was like, why does he have green blood?
Because he's in Mortal Kombat.
That's what I was going to say. It feels like he's in Mortal Kombat for Nintendo, not Sega.
Gotta get that blood code.
Then you realize, like, oh, that's for visibility for the Coast Guard to find you. Huh. Makes sense. Hey, speaking of our military movies, we left off that asshole Coochie movie.
Coochie?
Ashton Kutcher movie, where he's in the Coast Guard.
Oh, the Guardian?
Where he's the diver. Forgot about that.
That was like an...
Was that gonna be in your top
Kevin
5?
Costner in there. It's halfway decent.
It's
not terrible.
It's okay, but you have to be able to just kind of sit there and take the plot. It's a little bit dramatic with character, so it is mildly interesting. I agree, but not great.
Not as good as Top Gun, I'll tell you that.
No, nowhere near it. Was it trying to be like Top Gun? Fuck.
No, but there's so much sexual ambiguity in this movie that's just like layered in so many places.
I am here for it.
The fucking one of the best lines. It's like apparent, but it's not apparent. He's like, when he gets that coffee spilled on him, then he walks out yelling at Viper, "I want some butts." That's twice. I want some butts.
That'll about cover the flyby.
Yeah, basically. The rules are in place, but I love how fucking Jester's a pussy. We don't talk about him being like just a fucking weak man. Like, he immediately realizes Maverick's behind him, and he fucking falls below the hard deck on purpose just to fucking run and hide. Like, bitch, you're here to train these people, and you're going to show them how to be a chicken? Like, have some balls.
I have to point out, you always... What is the line that you quote from this movie all the time?
Yeehaw! Jester is dead.
Which is not the line. Reviewing this movie.
No, it's the second time. And the first time
the line is, Jester's dead, yeehaw.
That's in the plane. Then in the locker room...
No, this is the locker room.
That is the locker room?
He says it twice?
I don't recall him saying it twice.
He says it in the plane after they get him on radar, and then he says it again in the locker room. Get your butt up to the...
I think one of... Well, Maverick says yeehaw. This is what happens. Maverick says yeehaw.
I'm testing it.
And then Goose, I think, says... Or vice versa, I don't recall.
It doesn't matter. It makes me happy to say it, so that's all I give a fuck about.
You could just say Jester's dead, yeehaw. It would be a correct quote, that's all. You know, just figured I'd ruin your life.
Because I remember seeing it when they said it in the plane. I'm like, fuck, have I been quoting that wrong? And then they say it in the locker room. So I'm going to have to review that and see who's right.
So they do say it twice.
I mean, I made a note of it. I wrote it down, so I'm at least 50% right. If they say it twice, then I have a 50% chance of that other percentage being wrong. But, you know.
Then we get the great lines about the truck driving school.
And then Goose is basically like, hey, Maverick, how about you don't fuck up my life?
Yeah, he's like, hey, how about you stop? He's like, I'm already the bottom. How about you stop fucking treating me so bad?
Okay, this is a very homoerotic scene. Like, it's subtle, but it is literally just a relationship talk of, you know, you're just, you know, you're ignoring how I'm doing, Maverick, and Nick looks like he just snorted a bunch of coke like Amber Heard during the court trial. No, I don't think that actually happened, by the way.
What? She did coke during the court?
Some people, you know, this is one of those things.
All the conspiracy, everyone's just scrutinizing everything they can on there for clickbaits and likes and news attention.
I think it's dumb, and if I gave my opinion, people would hate us.
Oh, on the Amber Heard thing? Yeah, I kind of know where you're going with that, but we don't need to get into all that right now. But yeah, the volleyball scene, and then that's after we find out.
Slider.
You stink. Smells himself, and then Sundown's in front of him, fucking laughs about it.
Then we get the volleyball scene.
The fucking volleyball scene.
And Tom Cruise is pretty ripped during this.
They're all fucking ripped.
I just mean like Tom, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He's a little older now, so a little older. I'm a little wiser. Started to get hair in really weird places.
I think he was 24 when they did this.
Yeah.
So.
I've never looked like that. But I've also never been rich, so.
Yeah, neither have I. Never been in a Hollywood motion picture with
If I
a
was
trainer.
rich, I'd probably just look like that. I'd be like, sure.
I'd make sure someone makes me look like that. They'd be fucking keeping me in business. That would be their whole job. They'd be getting paid money to make sure I look.
Like Tom Cruise?
No,
and
I'm
then
not that
she's
short.
like,
You're probably his height, though.
She's like, come to my place for dinner at 5 or whatever.
So, yeah, she leaves the note on there, on his thing.
And then he's late, of course, because he's a bitch.
Yeah.
Because he was playing homoerotic volleyball.
And then Goose is pissed off of Mother Goose, you pussy.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm going to use the shower. And she's like, no, fuck off. You don't need to use my shower.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean...
He's just like, I'm going to shower if that's okay. Like, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do.
No,
and
it's
she's
not
just like,
okay.
nah.
He's such an arrogant asshole in this. Like, you don't realize it. Like, and even then, like, he makes that asinine comment about the wine. Then she fills his wine glass because he's just sitting there like he wants his drink. You're like, okay. Fucking prick. You ungrateful little shit.
Let's. Oh, then he goes back a different time, and they fuck.
Yeah, but you can't forget the fucking pickup scene they did later on, where she looks completely different. She's wearing a hat, and her hair's darker, her eyebrows are darker.
Oh, in the elevator.
The elevator scene, which they try to add context.
Yeah, I thought she
around
looked a lot different, not just because her hair was up in a hat, but
yeah, I think they went back and shot that during editing, basically mostly for continuity purposes, to explain like that the relationship's getting complicated there, because if you take that out, it just kind of shows them later on. So, and it's time for her to
she
say.
doesn't look like that again in the whole.
And then
movie.
she's like, "Oh, it looks like you need a shower," you know. So it's a follow-up joke there. So they got to close that.
Another shower.
I gotta have a shower.
Yeah, exactly. What's with showering in the 80s?
My note started sucking from here on out. So my next note is
your blunts got too good.
After they fuck dash nice. I wrote rip Goose. So yeah, I jumped ahead a little bit. I didn't take too much notes of the prep of the killing of Goose.
Goose.
Well, you get the whole. You skipped a lot of stuff there. So you basically skipped Goose's wife and kid showing up. Meg Ryan.
I don't give a fuck.
Meg Ryan, though.
They just put it there so we feel bad when he dies. Like, that's why that's right there, obviously. To emotionally manipulate me, which is the job of a movie. I get it. But still.
And then we get to see Maverick get all fucking butthurt because she's tearing apart his
ass.
Yeah.
Well, she probably
She
did
pegged
peg him.
Oh,
Peggy Sue.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that song's about?
No, but they're in there. They're going over the scenario, and then she calls him out on it. She's like, you know, like the thing worked, but it's still not by the book. And then, you know, he speeds off after class on his motorcycle, and she flies around in her little. The only reason she drives that car is so she can drive fast in it. Like, that's the only reason they chose her to drive that little convertible. She catches up to him, and they get out and have a fight, and then basically she says that she's got the wop for him, and then they go back and bang it out.
The wop.
Yeah, bring the bucket in the mop.
They should have fucked on the convertible car and
They
then
should
gone
have.
back for a second fuck.
And it's like the slow motion silhouette sex, you know, it's like that kind of whole like.
So I'm saying it's cinematic as hell, so you can't get rid of that, but you can add a fuck before that where they just fuck on top of the car right then and there. Like, while there's the airplanes, like the shots of him riding the bike and the airplanes, just take him riding the bike out and it's them fucking on her car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for that.
Then we have a little flight sequence in there where they're basically saying that, you know, it's still up for grabs, the Top Gun trophy. And then, like, they start teasing you with, like, the eerie music there. That's where they really start trying to mindfuck you after everything else. First, they have the family come in, and then they start changing the music cues. And then you'll notice, like, the big cue before this, you know, they got to get killed by Jester so that they're not flying right. You never, ever leave your wingman. You know, so that's one of the morals of the story that he learns later on. He'll recap it later and let us know that he picked up on that cue. They're pretty good about closing a lot of the loops in this. A lot of scripts don't close those little things in there and really go back to them. Unless they're Marvel. where they try to tie everything together. Then we get the
Is Goose dead yet?
Goose
No.
is dead.
Okay,
No,
I'm
no.
not caught up yet then.
No, you're not. Hop 31, 2 weeks left, but that's after the KC barbecue joint. So it's a barbecue spot in San Diego where they shot the scenes at. It's their claim to fame besides being a Kansas City bar. So if you're from Kansas City and you're ever in San Diego and you want to watch a Royals game or Chiefs game, it's a good spot to do it. But then Iceman doesn't take the shot. And then they get stuck in his jet wash. And then they fall to their doom. Well, at least Goose's doom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Goose dies.
Goose
Yeah.
is
Rip
dead.
Goose.
His goose is cooked.
Oh no! Oh Goose!
Oh, Goose!
Oh,
Oh,
Goose!
no.
He almost honks like a goose.
Yeah, I know.
Goose!
I think that was intentional.
Oh Goose!
Oh, Goose!
Oh
no.
Goose!
That's fucked up, though, because they did this flat spin, which looks really intense. And he's like, I'm pinned forward. I can't pull the ejection seat.
It was at this moment that Maverick panicked because he knew his semen was still lodged in Goose's ass.
That's
He
fucked
knew
up.
that he would be blamed.
I don't know, but then, you see Goose basically just get ejected into the canopy and die.
Yeah, you do. He gets ejected, all right. Just like that.
Just a moment for everyone to get as high as Alec is. Then we
Okay,
can
my
keep
next
moving
note
on.
is, you ready for this?
Mhm.
Because I have like
Movie ends.
five lines left. Sundown is a dick.
Well, you can't forget about the next scene of Tom Cruise hanging around in his whitey-tighties shaving and being sad, and a grown man coming in and giving him a pep talk. Fly plans long enough, something like this happens. It'll happen again, too. It's very much that, the moral of the story, they're trying to tell you. It's going to happen again.
I mean, it's a fine scene other than when he comes over to him and starts rubbing his dick through his underwear. Takes a turn there, but...
I think you were watching the direct-to-video sequel, Bottom Gun.
Yeah.
Popular on VHS. I don't think they've transferred
Send
that to
me a
DVD
copy.
yet. So
Danger Zone is code for anus.
Yeah, and then
Sundown is a dick. Has that happened yet? Where he almost fights him.
no, that's after he gets cleared of any kind of responsibility charges, right? So they went to their little trial and said he's clear, so he needs to get back up there, but they're almost graduated, so he flies again reluctantly. Sundown is basically like you got a shot. Man, you could have had him. You could have had him. I will take the shot when I am goddamn ready. I just love the fucking anger that little man has there when he's doing it. You're just like, oh fuck. You just feel like it just reminds me of our dad. Fiery little motherfucker.
Because he was black?
No, because our dad's...
No, Tom Cruise. Because the guy was black, he was yelling at.
Our dad doesn't yell at black people.
Not
That's
your
what that would
dad, Tom
imply.
Cruise. Is that why he's so mad at him?
You said
Did you
something
watch the
completely
movie?
else. You said because he's black.
Because the guy that Tom Cruise yelled at was black.
What the fuck?
Is
What the fuck are you talking about?
Is Tom Cruise so mad?
I'm gonna have an aneurysm right now, live.
No, is Tom Cruise so mad because the guy was black? Is that why he was extra?
You didn't even watch the same movie we watched. You watched Bottom Gun.
He yelled at a black guy, didn't he?
What's that got to do with anything?
That's what I'm asking.
He yelled at the Rio because he was fucking pressuring him to take the shot,
Yeah,
and he
he
was
was black.
hesitating
He was
because
black,
he
right?
has PTSD from
Was
the
he
situation.
not black?
What's that got to do with the story?
I asked if that's why he got extra mad at him.
Is there anything else in this
His
movie?
question
to
is
imply that he's-
basically: is Tom Cruise's character racist?
Is there anything else in this movie
Well, then
that
say
indicates
that.
he is?
But then you guys said that I wasn't watching the wrong.
No, because really now this is
'Cause
just
you
going
don't
to
know
come
how to ask
across
a
as
question?
you being really insensitively racist. Not like KKK racist, but you're the kind of moron racist that says I have black friends. That's
No, I'm not
how
su-
this conversation's going to come across. Though.
I'm not
Yes.
supporting Tom Cruise being mad at
But
the
Nick
black guy.
doesn't.
I'm not supporting him being mad at him for being black.
All right. Well, anyway, you can stop talking anytime now.
Oh, Jesus! Oh!
So after that, Maverick fucking quits. Fucking walks out. Wolfman calls Charlie and says, yeah, Maverick just quit. He's just hanging out at the airport drinking ice water. Fucking sad man, right?
And then Val Kilmer,
A dirty glass.
Well, Val Kilmer, has
he
that
says
little-
he's sorry. and then he offers a hand, EJ. And then
He
we
does
see
that.
that scene.
He reaches around.
No, he just a hand, EJ. It's not like this is not a full penetration scene. It's literally just he apologizes, walks over,
Jerks him off.
Takes about a minute and a half.
Cleans up.
He doesn't clean up. He leaves it on his pants and just walks out.
He would.
Because they were both
They were
standing
in a
up, and he
towel,
just
right?
they're facing each other, and Val Kilmer just reaches across and does this one, and he gets it. It's like in a movie. It's like when your friend pukes and gets it on your shoes, except it was all over his pant legs and shoes. So he's walking around with Tom Cruise's spunk.
How big do you think Tom Cruise's penis is?
4 inches.
Yeah.
4.2 inches.
A little over 4, but below average.
Just a little bit. I mean,
the fuck.
It's good for your ass when it's that size.
Is it really thick though? You think?
What do you
No.
think it's like a soda
Do
can?
I think? No, I know.
Average thickness.
No.
Below
You can
average
see his
thickness.
penis in that. What is it?
Risky business?
Is it?
Erect?
If you pause it just at the right moment, you can see his penis.
He could be a grower, not a shower.
So this is a quote from Scream. I don't even know if you can actually see his dick in there. I imagine it's based on some sort of fact.
Yeah,
but-
probably.
Or rumor, at least. So anyway, back to the real topic. Tom Cruise's ass and dick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Google it.
Let's just rank the dicks.
Well,
We're not watching Bottom Gun. This
in
is
Top Gun. I'm going to say number one's probably Val Kilmer.
Do you think he has the biggest penis?
Nicest. Not necessarily biggest. Biggest doesn't mean shit, Nick.
Yeah, do you think it's
Prettiest.
the most photogenic?
Ironside has the biggest penis.
The one you'd want to put in a textbook?
Ironside probably has the biggest penis, but it's probably also one of those ugly fucking
Gross,
swanging
yeah.
things that's just you don't want anywhere near
It's
you.
got the thin head but the thick body.
Yeah, it looks like a goddamn missile.
Too close for missiles. I'm switching to guns.
Exactly.
How big
Yeah, you keep looking that up on your phone.
is Tom Cruise's penis?
Val Kilmer's got to have at least a girthy 7, right? But Michael Ironside's probably like an 8 or
9.
I'd say more like 8. Every time you gain another inch, there's a significant reduction in the amount of people with that large of a schlong. Like there's like one dude with a 20-inch penis somewhere. Then there's like 4 dudes with 16-inch penises. And then it just multiplies as you go down until a certain point, and then it starts going the opposite way again with, really small ones.
All the way down to the micro penis.
Exactly. Which, God bless you. I'm sorry. Like, genuinely.
I mean, some people might enjoy it. There's a whole fetish for people with small members. People are celebrated in every fetish of life. It may not be for the average folks, but it's for somebody.
There's clits out there bigger than dicks.
Yes, there are. What?
It's Michael Ironside.
No, it's Tom Cruise.
Oh,
it's Michael Ironside's penis, yeah. Oh, cut that.
Anyway, let's get back to the flick here.
Tom Skerritt, I bet, has a really thin one,
He's got a pencil dick.
Yeah. It's not really short, it's just thin.
It's like it's like kind of like his nose. It's just a little bit pointy there.
It's a little wispy.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so Maverick goes to see Michael Ironside after Charlie just disappeared. She took a job in Washington, so they're both kind of
A
butthurt
jab.
at each other.
How big do you think her clit is?
Who? Which one? Kelly McGillis?
We're going to go out on a limb
We went
here.
over that in the beginning.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that women don't measure their clits the way men measure
Oh
their
no,
penis.
I'm just saying. Like, do you think big, small, normal?
Who? Kelly McGillis?
Yeah.
Big, definitely.
Like fingertip big or pointer finger big, or pinky finger big, like
the
like
whole
kind of
pinky finger?
Like an orange slice big. What are you talking about?
soda cap.
Could she type with one finger with her penis or her clit?
Freudian slip over
I
there,
hope
Nick.
so.
Her penis-sized clit.
Sheenuses are pretty good. I don't know. There's some fun sheenuses out there.
Alec is a man of many tastes.
He's tasted many men.
Or if he has, what's it to you? Who gives a
I'm
fuck?
not saying anything bad.
Don't kink shame somebody, or slut shame him for that matter.
I didn't.
You asshole.
I just stated the fact.
Anyway, so we get the whole thing and then he goes and
Getting
visits
the whole thing.
He goes and visits Viper on the weekend on a Sunday.
How big is Viper?
Well, he spit his venom at him.
I was about to say, he's probably named after his cock. He's probably got a Viper down there.
So that he's got a really big foreskin that looks like the head of a viper.
Yeah, stretchy.
Mm-hmm.
They call me Mr. Fantastic, and it's not because my dick is huge. It's just really stretchy. I got a little extra foreskin. The foreskin hangs down extra 4 inches off of my penis.
The foreskin awakens.
The foreskin makes it... Technically, I have a 6-inch dick. But really, the penis itself is more like 2 inches.
Interesting.
It hangs like a sleeve of a wizard, my foreskin.
A lot more sheath than sword.
It's like putting a dagger in a sword sheath, basically.
I know what Borat said about a vagina.
Yes.
Like the sleeve of wizard.
Her vagina hang like sleeve of wizard.
Which you don't want to shame that either. There's people that have insecurities about their labia.
No. Genitalia in general is just funny.
They shouldn't. We don't
Well,
care
yeah,
what it looks
exactly.
like.
Why do you think people make so many jokes about it? Because it's low-hanging fruit.
The big penises are funny. Little penises are funny.
Average penises are hilarious.
It's by what Wertzog impression from Rick and Morty.
Werner Herzog, yeah. Yeah, so basically,
the movie just sort of ends.
No. Viper talks shit on Maverick. He's like, if you're looking for a reason to quit, just fucking quit. You don't need to come here asking me for a fucking pep talk. You're a grown-ass man. And then he tells him about his Vietnam story where...
I watched your dad die, and we were doing bad stuff.
He gets all that, and he's like, yeah, because some line on a map, we didn't follow that, so the... And you're like, that sounds like the American government. Like, yeah, there's a...
At least he didn't use the G word.
Wrong.
Maverick, there's something me and your father used to do that I know this is going to come out, this sounds wrong, me just saying this right here. But it's not nothing, I'm not trying to be gay with you, but I would like you to fuck my wife while I watched. I can do that. And then he goes and fucks Tom Skerritt's wife. What happens after that?
Well, it's good that he didn't fuck the daughters that were leaving the house when he got there.
No. Tom Skerritt did that himself.
God. You're fucking high. Nick is fucking off his rocker.
I have to make Top Gun. The boring part's really fun for me.
Yeah, apparently.
By talking about all the penises and the vaginas and the...
What the penises and the vaginas.
Okay, Cosby, calm down. So, Maverick shows up to graduation late, and then they get called out to a crisis situation. There is a ship that has broken down, that has wandered into foreign territory.
Are we talking about Star Trek Wrath of Khan again?
No.
You sure?
Then you get back to this last 30-minute action sequence where basically they go back. But you get that really fucking heartfelt moment where Tom Skerritt's like, when you get back to your ship, they'll give you a Rio. And if they don't, give me a call. I'll fly with you. And it's like it's supposed to be that like fatherly moment. Like he wouldn't do that for him earlier, but now that he's actually shown up and shows that he's got the gumption to continue.
Which at this point they should have had him fly with him.
Yes, they should have. But I'm okay because they actually put Merlin to use in there. You got fucking Tim Robbins, and you actually make him useful again.
Well, he's not. It was in the mid '80s. His career wasn't where it was.
I don't
in
give
the
a fuck.
mid-90s, so
I just appreciate Tim Robbins in the '80s in this movie.
What makes you love Tim Robbins? I'm curious as a person. What movies besides Top Gun?
Well, Top Gun, obviously Shawshank Redemption. Nothing to Lose. The movie with Martin Short.
Yeah,
that fucking movie is glorious.
It's a movie I have not seen, but I've been meaning to, called Tapeheads, that he's in.
It was his wife's sister.
Yeah, she looks similar.
Spoiler.
Tom Skerritt said, "Don't tell anybody about, what happened."
We should review that. That's a good movie.
Anyway, so they go back out there, and then they're supposed to do the air support for this. So they launch 2 airplanes. The catapult is good still, because that breaks after they launch Maverick. But Hollywood goes up there and gets shot down because he's a shit pilot, even though he just graduated Top Gun. And then Iceman's having a hard time, and then Maverick gets caught in the jet wash of one of the MiG-28s, has PTSD, can't engage, and then finally Merlin fucking slut-shames him enough that he fucking finally re-engages and goes and saves Iceman's life and fucking blows up a bunch of planes.
Talk to me, Goose.
Fucking beautiful cinematography.
Talk to me, Goose. Come on.
As a kid, I always felt like that scene took forever before he goes and redoes it. And like this time I was watching, I was like, holy shit, he's like, talk to me, Goose, talk to me, Goose. And then all of a sudden he's back in there.
It's like 10
doing it.
seconds, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very short sequence, but it always feels drawn out. But
Tim Robbins gives him a reach around. And then Tom Cruise jizzes all over the controls of the airplane, causing it to crash.
well, so they blow up 4
And they both die.
of the 6 MiG-28s. Yeah.
I'm rewriting this shit.
I know, you're trying to. Then they go back and they have a big fucking circle jerk on the fucking deck of the plane because they loved it so much.
Yeah, they do.
And it ends.
The scene is comparable to only that scene in Ace Ventura 2 when they all come out of the hut covered in spit, but it's not spit. It's cum.
Anyway, then you get the whole bullshit. You can be my wingman anytime. Bullshit, you can be mine.
Is he Batman now?
I just want him to be Christian Bale Batman.
He's Christian Bale.
Can we dub this movie?
Where are they?
Yeah, can we dub the entire movie of Maverick's dialogue with Christian Bale as Batman?
So that's what that feels like. You've lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone. Gone.
Then we go back. Oh, we get to see Maverick throw the dog tags into the ocean, which is another one of those things. You're like, why the fuck wouldn't his wife have those
That's what I
dog tags?
thought when I
Like,
watched
this selfish prick steals his best friend's dog tags from his wife and kid. No wonder the fucking kid hates him in the new movie. Fucking prick. It's like, I want all those fucking dog tags, you son of a bitch. I hope to see him get punched in the throat. Specifically referencing
You want to
that.
get Tom Cruise punched in the throat in this one? Huh, interesting.
Strictly based on the fact that he threw those dog tags away that weren't his to throw away. He did not have...
I hope that Goose's kid gets punched in the throat and told to find his own personality and life.
And looks, because he just looks
Yeah.
like he's a carbon copy. Yeah, probably.
I wonder if he's fucking his mom in this movie, too, because, you know, he's just really going that extra mile trying to be his dad.
Well, his name is Miles Teller, so he does go the extra miles. Too soon. Anyway, so they go back to the sleazy bar.
And fuck.
And Maverick's having a drink there.
Glass of water.
And Charlie shows up.
Oh, you missed it. Booger was jumping off the couch, and he had his ass still up, and his asshole was pointed towards the sky, literally.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious.
Anyway, so Top Gun's fucking glorious, despite what these turds say. Nick's probably never
No,
even
I love
seen
Top
it.
Gun.
What?
I just, you know.
I knew the guy was black.
Oh my god!
What the fuck?
How would I
That
have
was
not
like
known?
media training for the worst response possible,
How
like
would
what
I
they
have
would
not-
tell you to
How
say.
would I have not known if I hadn't seen it?
Oh.
Are you on the spectrum? Because there's sometimes where you're really lacking social cues.
All right. Now that comment is also fucked up.
I'm just asking him. It's a legit
To both
question.
of you.
Now he's
Yeah,
putting me
you
down
do
for
see how
being
this
on the
might
spectrum.
make us-
No, it's a legit question. I can communicate better with you if I understand
You
your
said-
needs and
No,
communication
You
styles.
got to treat me differently now.
I do, because you're a fucking idiot.
He just called autistic people idiots. You hear that?
You never said you're autistic.
Put Justin's address up on the screen. Justin. Alec.
Yeah, let me just type
Put
that
his
in real
address
quick.
up on in post.
I don't even know this bitch's address. I just know where the house is.
I got it. I can tell you.
Anyway.
Subscribe and like and come back next fucking
Well, he put
week
his
for
ass
our
in the air
top
again.
on Top Gun Maverick.
He stretched and put his booty right.
Hell yeah, he did.
For God and everybody.
You
to
don't like
see.
sticking your ass in the air? Don't you charge your asshole
I
in the
don't-
sun like those
I don't-
people?
I don't think I'd bend the same way as a dog.
How
You can-
else do you get your vitamin D, Nick?
You can charge your asshole, and if you stick it in the sun, people do it. It's like that urine therapy,
I heard
but
that.
obviously that's less wild.
What's that do for you?
I don't know. It gives you the power of the sun in your ass.
If you expose the palest parts of your body to the sun, you develop more vitamin D.
I don't know. Your asshole is also like one of the most absorbent places too. So
Oh, that's why you do those.
That's why people do.
there might be
butt
some
chugging and
sort of
everything else.
actual scientist
That's why
bullshit
those-
behind it to
It
some
is.
degree, but
It's-
it's wacky as fuck still. I don't care.
That's why those people put those suppositories in beer and stick it up their butt.
Basically.
Yeah, because then it goes right
Like
into
our
their bloodstream.
like our Supreme Court guy,
Yeah.
Kavanaugh.
Toe tapping Kavanaugh. That's
Yeah.
what we call him.
Toe
Anyway,
tapping.
good night, everybody.
Or good morning.
Or good tomorrow.
These are my dinner guests.
Or good yesterday.
Frog Brothers.
Shut this off. Shut these all off.